Rama Duare Tumarakavare. Right? So I never quite, his placement here, right? He's guardian of Ram's door, right? And there's Ram and Sita. He's also been guarding Ram Das's ashes till it's the right time to do that, right? And as we install him more here energetically and build a place for him, it is the portal to Ram that Maui is and this place is. He's there, right? That's the way in. Aloha and namaste. I've been asked to tell the story of how our Hawaiian Hanumanji came to be present with us. So I felt a strong calling, a strong intuitive spiritual calling to move to Maui. I wasn't sure why, but I felt the calling so strongly. So I assumed that it was in order to build a mental health clinic here. There's a shortage of mental health professionals in Hawaii, and that's what I do. And I had built a community clinic on the mainland, so I assumed that's why I was here. And I come over here and I'm having dinner with Ram Dass and the gang. And Ram Dass turns to me and he says, "So how's that project going?" And I turn to him and I say, "I think we should build a temple for Hanuman and Maharaji and serve the people out of that." And he raises his good arm and says, "Yay!" And everybody at the table says, "Yay!" And I'm thinking, where did that come from? Steve, you're nuts, right? So I go back to where I was staying that night. It was my last night on Maui for that trip. So it's a rainy night and it's stormy, and I just pray and I say, you know, if you really want me to do that, that message needs to be really loud and clear. And I get on the plane and I sit down and I'm sitting next to a Hindu priest, a Hanuman devotee Hindu priest. And his mind was blown that here's some American white guy that knows the Hanuman Chalisa by heart. And my mind, of course, is blown because I got the message I was asking for. So he says, "Oh, you want to build a Hanuman temple? Do not worry. Hanumanji takes care of his devotees. It will happen as it's supposed to happen." And then he downloaded me all this information about all that. Anyway, I end up back here, I'm living here, and I'm thinking, how are we going to, what's the next steps, right? So I'm having lunch with Ram Dass and a bunch of us after swimming on one Monday. And we're talking about the Aloha spirit and bhakti and how those come together, and the mana and the energy of the island, and how Maui is the heart chakra of the planet, and the wonderful, beautiful synchronicities through which Ram Dass ended up here. And we're talking about all that, and then the temple and Murti. And I say, wouldn't it be great if we had a Murti that was carved out of like Hawaiian wood, you know? And Ram Dass says, "Yum, yum, yum." And I say, okay, well, let's do that. So start looking for a carver, and Dossie and Cliff started helping me, and we're looking around, but every time there'd be a great carver and things didn't sync up. So I was supposed to meet one of these carvers at a swap meet here on Maui. It's a Saturday outdoor market with all sorts of booths and things going on. So I went to this carver's booth and he wasn't there, and his father was there, and it just didn't sync up. I think, okay, well, I'm leaving. So I'm going out towards the main entrance. And as I'm going towards the main entrance, that little voice inside says, "No, go the other way." I say, "No, I'm leaving." And then the voice, that intuitive voice, was pretty insistent. So I said, "Okay, I'll walk around here." And so I walked around, curve around through all these booths, and then there's a long line of booths, and in the middle of it, there was this big Polynesian guy with a big grin on his face and sparkly eyes. I think, now that's a cool guy. He has some bob. I'm going to go see what he's selling, right? I walk up and there's a table of beautiful carvings. So there you go. We found our carver. He was into it. So his name is William Aloha, and he's a third or fourth generation carver. The knowledge has been handed down through his family. we meet a few times and talk about the design and all this stuff. And then I thought we would do it by koa wood, which is a native Hawaiian wood. But he asked, he said, you know, Stever, we have this tree that we're harvesting that was grown from a seed on our property. And I would really like to use this. I think it would be beautiful, right? And I say, okay, what kind of wood is it? He said, Monkeypod. And I thought, well, there you go. So he was carving it. And he started having these experiences while he was carving it. At one point he texted me, he said, Stever, I'm no longer doing this carving for you. And I thought, oh, but then the next text came and he said, because this Hanuman of yours is calling out to me and all I'm doing is I'm covering him. So, whoa, okay. I guess this is unfolding pretty good. Anyway, a few weeks after that, he calls me and he says, I've been up all night and I finished your Hanuman. You need to come get him. So I went and got Hanuman, and it was like, oh. It occurred to us later that from a certain perspective, Hanumanji was in that seed when it was planted and has been waiting for the right time to be revealed from that. Anyway, so I had been instructed a few things, so I put a special sacred blindfold on him. And I called Dasi here at the Ram Das house and said, the Murti is done. When's a good time for Ram Das to see him? She said, why don't you come by today? And then we have dinner and everything, and then we say, Ram Das, we have a surprise. The Murti is done. And Ram Das, it's like their eyes met, and Ram Das, his jaw dropped, and he just went, oh, wow. And then just started going, Ram, Ram. Ram, Ram, Ram. And the vibration in the room was so indescribable. Maybe you can get a sense of it just as I'm talking about it. So almost seamlessly, there was only a few of us here, but almost seamlessly we started doing chalisas. We got the Aarti lamp, and Ram Das was waving the lamp to Hanuman and to the picture of Maharaji and to Hanuman, and just kept going Ram, Ram, Ram. And it was just like, oh, you're here, what's up? It was such an amazing night. So here we are, we have a Murti. And now the next stage of the Leela and story is ready to unfold. In Hawaiian, the word is hale pule, a house of prayer. And we are so excited to have a house of prayer for Hanumanji at last. We're going to build one on this sacred land, and it'll be a place for Hanumanji to connect and be the portal that he is and meant to be for all of us, to aloha and infinite unconditional love. And love and blessings to you all. Thank you. Chandra Paraje Sharanam